Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to this Let's Build. And this one, we're working on the Tower Army, and we're working on the Pathfinders. Now, here we are. I'm just unboxing the Pathfinders, and what I'm going to do is take all the bits out so you can see what's inside. Never been interested in doing Pathfinders before, but when the rules changed last in the last new codex for the Tower, I decided, oh, right, I think these are worth it now. So here we go, we're going to make some up. First things first, as always, we've got to get those parts off the sprue. I'm just going to do that here with some clippers, just a small cheap pair I bought off the internet. And I find this a lot easier and cleaner than using a knife. It certainly is quicker as well. Now I'm just using a knife to clean up the parts. If you do use a knife, don't cut towards yourself like I'm doing here. But you can also use clippers to remove big bits, a knife to remove medium bits, and then if you've got just some little bits, you can use little files to take off what's left. And now let's put this guy together. So this guy is just one of the standard guys with the carbine and markerite. So I'm just trying to get the head on here. It's one of the more fiddly parts is the head, I think, because there's very little for the two surfaces to actually get a purchase on, and I'm just using a normal liquid poly to do that. So that's that. And then quite possibly the fiddliest bit with these guys is similar to some of the fire warriors, is getting both the arms on at the same time in a position that I find works quite nicely. You end up with the shoulders sliding around and make sure that they're just in the right position. Well, that's the main part of the model up, all sorted. So let's pop him on the base. There we go. Just make sure he's in the right position, and we'll hold him there for a moment. And when he's done, he's done. Okay, next up, we're going to make one of the guys with the rail rifles, I think. So these ones are very similar. I cut them out the same and cleaned them up the same. And I'm just going to be gluing the legs to the base, and then the body to the legs, and the head to that. It's all fairly standard stuff, very much the same as the other one. But the rail rifle is a little bit fiddly. This particular one, I think there's 3 or 4 different variants, but this one, the rifle sticks directly on, and then there's a little extra segment. There's one other little bit to do, and there's a little part of the rail rifle that needs sticking on separately. I nearly missed that bit, but there we go. I found it in the end and popped it on. Well, as that done, the only thing left to do is to make up the drones, and the rest of the troops that are the same, of course. So here's the parts for the drones. I've got most of the bits out already. Just remove them with the clippers, tidy them up. I find with the drones there wasn't a lot of tidying up to do. It was quite neat. I like a lot of the shapes and so forth that are on the drones, and it didn't require a lot of tidying, so that was quite good. Right, now for the drone with the burst cannon first. So you've got to be careful where you put your glue here. I make sure I put it at the very bottom and at the very top, not putting any glue on the burst cannon itself. Put the two halves together, hold it tight, and that will allow the burst cannon to freely move inside that chamber, as it should. Okay, so pop the top on, and yeah, I quite like this drone. It looks a little weird, But yeah, it's still quite cool. And the other two drones, there's nothing special about them in terms of making them up. It's just a couple of pieces to put together, and then the familiar drone top goes on it, and then the little slightly fiddly antennas. When you put the antennas on, really make sure you don't put a lot of glue in. You just the tiniest amount. You put it's very easy to put too much on in that point, and it does spill on the top of your drone, and it can make things a little bit sticky, and it can ruin things very easily at that point. This particular drone had just a little bit that you had to insert that I'm going to do now, and then you just put the top on and the antenna the same. Nice and easy to make up they were. I thought they would have a lot more different parts than they did, but they didn't require that many different bits and bobs to put together, so that was quite good. Quite pleased about that. And now we just pop them on some bases. I'm not going to glue the bases in because I store them off the base. Some people store them on the base, which is fair enough, but no, I'll leave them off. They're quite easy to move on the base. I generally slide them anyway when I'm moving them on the board. But there's the 5 different models in the pack. We're not going to make up the other one because I'm not having it in the army. And there's the full squad. Well, this squad is definitely a functional squad. It's there to provide a purpose. I think it looks okay. It doesn't look, spectacularly awesome like a lot of other models that I quite like. But it's a good solid unit. I'm looking forward to playing with it. Well, that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. And until I see you next time, goodbye.